incite, incite, incite.
It refers to urge or encourage someone to take violent or illegal action, often by stirring up emotions such as anger or hatred. Here is a sample sentence. The inflammatory speech was intended to incite the crowd to riot, but it ultimately failed to have that effect. In this example, incite means to stir up or provoke someone to take action, often in an aggressive or violent manner.
Inclement, inclement, inclement.
It refers to harsh or severe weather conditions, such as strong winds, heavy rain, or extreme cold. Here's a sample sentence. The inclement weather made it difficult to travel, with heavy rain and strong winds causing power outages throughout the city. In this example, inclement refers to the unpleasant or severe nature of the weather. It can also be used in other contexts, such as describing someone's behavior, e.g., an inclement boss, or a situation, e.g., an inclement contract.
Inclusive, inclusive, inclusive.
It refers to accepting, respecting, and valuing diversity in all its forms, including differences in culture, ethnicity, gender, age, ability, and other characteristics. Here is a sample sentence. The school's inclusive policies ensured that students with disabilities were able to fully participate in all extracurricular activities and events. This sentence demonstrates how the word inclusive can be used to describe an environment or system that welcomes and values diversity, particularly in terms of people with disabilities.
Incoherence, incoherence, incoherence.
It refers to a lack of logical or coherent connection between ideas, words, or statements. Here is a sample sentence. The politician's response to the question was met with confusion by the audience, as it seemed to be a jumbled mix of unrelated ideas and lacked any clear logic or coherence. In this example, the word incoherence could also be used instead of lack of clear logic or coherence, to emphasize that the politician's response was not just unclear, but actually contradictory or nonsensical.
Incompatible, incompatible, incompatible.
It refers to unable or unwilling to be used together, often due to conflicting characteristics or requirements. Here is a sample sentence. The new software update was incompatible with the older version of the operating system, causing it to crash and lose all unsaved data.
Incongruous, incongruous, incongruous.
It refers to something that is out of place or harmony, often because it is inconsistent with its surroundings or context. Here is a sample sentence. The bright, cheerful music playing in the elevator was incongruous with the somber, mournful atmosphere that had settled over the hospital after the news of the patient's passing. In this example, the music and the atmosphere are two things that don't normally go together, making them incongruous.
Inconsequential, inconsequential, inconsequential.
It refers to something that is unimportant or has no significant effect on a situation. Here's a sample sentence. The small scratch on the wall was inconsequential to the overall condition of the house, which had been beautifully restored. In this example, the scratch is not significant or important in relation to the rest of the house's condition. It doesn't affect its value or functionality, and therefore, it can be considered inconsequential.
Incontrovertible, incontrovertible, incontrovertible.
It refers to a fact or evidence that is impossible to dispute or deny, being absolutely true and beyond doubt. Here is a sample sentence. The DNA evidence found at the crime scene was considered incontrovertible proof that the suspect had been present at the scene. In this example, the word incontrovertible means that the evidence is so clear and convincing that it cannot be disputed or denied. It's an absolute and undeniable fact.
Incorrigible, incorrigible, incorrigible.
It refers to a person or thing that is impossible to correct, reform, or improve, stubbornly unmanageable or uncontrollable. Here is a sample sentence. After being caught speeding for the third time that month, John's lawyer tried to defend him as an incorrigible optimist who simply loved driving fast. but the judge was not convinced. In this example, incorrigible means stubbornly or unchangeably bad or wrong, in this case referring to John's habit of speeding.
Incredulity. Incredulity. Incredulity.
It refers to a feeling or expression of disbelief, skepticism, or astonishment. Here is a sample sentence. The tourists looked at each other in incredulity as they watched the camel suddenly spit on their guide's shoes. In this example, incredulity describes the strong feeling of surprise and skepticism that the tourists experience when witnessing the unexpected event.